Hey everyone, this is the King of Dogs, and today I'm going to be going over my concept for an alternate series of events, basically. What if Nintendo was less stingy about collaborations? What if they let collabs happen on consoles other than their own? What if Fortnite had an entire season themed around Nintendo? This is my very unrealistic concept for Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2, Zero Legends. We're going to be going over the Battle Pass, the item shop, the map, and the weapons, so let's get this started, shall we? I'm going to start off by saying this video is inspired by What If Fortnite Did a Video Game Season by Pumpcow. Feel free to check it out if you haven't already. Now, let's start with the Battle Pass. I'm going to put the Tier 1 skin as Link, specifically Skyward Sword Link. You can have the Master Sword and Hylian Shield be both his back bling and pickaxe. You can have an emote where your skin holds up the Triforce, and his glider can be the Sailcloth. His alternate style would be Breath of the Wild Link, which would have a paraglider, glider. The second skin of the Battle Pass would be Pit, and Pit would have his back bling and glider be his wings. He'd use the Tiger Claws as a pickaxe, and his emote could be the victory sign he does in Icarus Uprising. Pit's alternate style could be him wearing the free Sacred Treasures. As for the third skin, we're going to be seeing Samus Aran joining the Battle Pass. Her back bling would be the Baby Metroid, her pickaxe could be the Grapple Beam, her glider could be her airship, and she'd have a built-in emote where she removes her mask. As for her second style, she could wear her suit from Dread. Next up on the Battle Pass is Shulk, who would have the Monado as his backbling and pickaxe, the Ancient Machine as his glider, and as for the emote, honestly, I just know of Shulk through Smash. I've never played Xenoblade, so I got nothing for the emote. And his alternate style can be Future Shulk, which also has a corresponding pickaxe and backbling. Our next skin is Little Mac, who would have his boxing gloves as a pickaxe, the WVBA Championship belt as a glider, the World Circuit logo as a back bling, and his emote would be him holding up the championship belt. And his alternate style could be Wireframe Mac. Our next skin is Fox McCloud, who would have Crystal Staff as a pickaxe, an R-Wing as a glider, a miniature Landmaster as an emote, and for the back bling, I just chose the reflector. You can probably tell I've never played Star Fox. As for his alternate style, I went with Puppet Fox, or Classic Fox. And this next skin is one where I was debating for a while, because there were a lot of series where I thought, oh, they wouldn't work as skins, but I was running out of ideas, so our next skin is Mewtwo. Mewtwo would have Mew as a back bling, a Master Ball themed glider, Psycho Cut as a pickaxe, and for the emote, Mewtwo could Mega Evolve. Now, this isn't Mewtwo's second style though. No, Mewtwo's second style, and remember this is kind of unrealistic in general, is Shadow Mewtwo, who of course could also Mega Evolve. And for the Tier 100 skin, we have Bowser. Yeah, that's right, Mario isn't in the Battle Pass, but instead Bowser is. Bowser has a Piranha Plant backbling, a Bonsai Bill Hammer pickaxe, a Koopa Clown Car traversal emote, and an airship glider. Bowser's second style is Wedding Bowser, and his glider changes to match. But of course, there's one more skin we have to go over, and that is the Inkling, who is the secret skin. Inkling has an Ink Tank back bling, a Ink Brush pickaxe, an Inkjet glider, and a This Way sort of cheer emote. As for the second style, it's agent free. And I'm thinking Inkling would probably be a heavily customizable skin, but I'm not entirely sure how they'd incorporate Inkling into the game, so I just went with default Inkling and agent free. Now we can get into the item shop. So starting off, we got the Mario series skins, we got Mario, we got Luigi, we got Peach, and we got Donkey Kong. I actually really hesitated on putting Mario and Luigi in this concept to begin with, as I felt their proportions would be too weird and they wouldn't really fit well. I mean, having them hold just straight up actual weaponry would feel weird, but I decided to throw them in there anyways, because you can't really have a Nintendo season without them. So Bowser could be a Battle Pass skin, Mario and Luigi and Peach and DK could just be in the shop. For the Zelda series skins, we got Zelda and we got Ganondorf. Pretty simple. Star Fox is up next. You got Falco, you got Wolf, and you got Crystal. You'd want to use Crystal's staff with the Crystal skin probably, but all of these skins would probably have their own cosmetics to go with them. You'd get them in bundles and whatnot. Get Icarus series, you get Palutena, you get Dark Pit, and you get Hades. Now, Metroid series was pretty simple. I went with Zero Suit Samus, and I went with Ridley. Not really much else to it. Xenoblade, I went with Rex and Noah. Again, not really much to it. Just two characters who made sense for the Battle Pass. Rex would probably have an adult style just like Shulk. And for miscellaneous skins, I have two of these where there's just no other skins from the same series. We got Captain Falcon and we got Andy from Advance War. I actually considered making Andy the 7th skin in the Battle Pass, but felt like there was enough obscure characters in the Battle Pass already, and I couldn't figure out any cosmetics for him. I've never played Advance Wars. As for characters who only appear as back blings, you got Pikachu, Eevee, Kirby, Bandana Waddle Dee, and Pikmin. And of course, you can choose the color of the Pikmin. I just picked blue to represent all of them. Now we look at Section 3, which is the weapons that have been unvaulted or are staying from Chapter 6, Season 1. So for the ARs, we get the Hollow Twister and the Heavy AR, and I'm just bringing back two of each weapon type here. For the shotguns, you get the Sentinel Pump and the Tactical Shotgun. For the SMGs, you get the Surge Fire and the Burst SMG. For pistols, you get the Tactical and the Hand Cannon. And for mobility items, you get this Shockwaves and the return of the Wings of Icarus. Now on to Section 3-2, the new stuff. Starting off, we get a new pistol, which is Fox's Blaster Pistol. And it's pretty simple. It's hit scan, it fires fast, it does pretty minimal damage, but it's also extremely accurate. Now for the bows, you get the Duplex Bow, which fires 2 arrows at once, and Palutena's Bow, which has a very minor homing effect. For Section 3-3, we get the Splatoon gear, as halfway through the season, a bunch of Splatoon content would be added. This includes 4 weapons, being the Splatter Shot, a high damaging yet close ranged weapon that also paints the floor. That will be important to the second half of the season, as floor paint can last a little while. It doesn't last forever, but you can hide in it, and it allows you to traverse the map easily. You can traverse very quickly with floor paint. The second weapon is the Splat Charger, the only sniper of the season, and it's not really a sniper in the same way a lot of others are. It doesn't have nearly as much range. The bullet drop-off is pretty high, but what it lacks in range, it makes up for in power. This weapon won't one-shot on a body shot, but it will get close. It will get extremely close. You do not want to be hit by a Splat Charger. Of course, it does have to charge first. It is a charged rifle. A simple tap fire, no scope, whatever, isn't gonna cut it. You have to ADS, you gotta charge it up. Of course, splat bombs, they're basic grenades, but they leave a bit of ink where they land, which you can of course hide in. And the final weapon is a mythic, and that is the splashdown. If somebody's on you, you just use the splashdown, you jump up, you slam down, they're gone. You've eliminated them, they are back in the lobby instantly. Unless they escape, of course. And now we can get into the new POIs, plus the bosses and mythics. So starting off, one of the POIs, I'd say around Hopeful Heights, maybe in that flower field, Samus's gunship would land. And of course, the boss here would be Samus. Upon defeating Samus, you would get her arm cannon, which would have two modes of fire. A laser cannon, which would be quick and have low damage but very good range, and a missile fire, which would have some travel time but would be very powerful, being explosive of course. In addition, defeating Samus would also grant you her medallion, which would basically give you the screw attack. You now damage people by simply jumping. You also no longer take fall damage after jumping. It's pretty good all around. Now, over by Magic Mosses, you'd find the Lost Woods. And it would just be a very foggy area, but in the middle, you would find the Korok Forest. And guarding the Master Sword's shrine, you would find Link. Now, Link would dash around firing arrows at you before going up close to swing at you with his sword. By defeating Link, you would get the Master Sword and Hylian Shield Mythic, which would basically combine giving you the ability to block shots with a melee sword slash. And of course, if you're at full health, you're going to be firing sword beams. So try to stick to being at 100 health when you're using this weapon. And the final boss POI is not really even a normal POI. It's Bowser's Castle, which would replace the Shogun's Arena. It would randomly rift into the match at a certain point in the game. And of course, in the middle of the castle, you'd find Bowser. Defeat Bowser, and you get the Bullet Bill Cannon, which would fire, well, bullet bills. They wouldn't home in, they'd just be a pretty strong weapon. Next up, replacing Demon's Dojo is Palutena's Temple. And here at Palutena's Temple, you would find the Pit NPC who would sell you the Wings of Icarus and Palutena's Bow. Replacing Seaport City is Inkopolis, and replacing Canyon Crossing is Splatsville. These POIs would only appear halfway through the season once the Splatoon event starts, and you'd find a ton of Splatoon-themed loot in these POIs. Now we get into the story, the final section of this video. So, the 0 Point Shard, you know, the one that landed on the Chapter 6 island and brought back all the magic to the island. Yeah, well, it's pretty unstable, so it starts opening rifts all over the place. Nintendo characters start popping through them. Bowser is just sitting around and decides to assemble all the villains he can find. Meanwhile, Hope and Jones need to stop all this, so they assemble all the heroes they can find. You recruit Link and Samus by fighting them, for example. And then, that's basically the entire story up until the live event. Bowser's castle has landed in the middle of the island, right there. And destroying Foxy Floodgate, yeah, that's gonna have some issues, but we'll ignore that for now. Bowser assembles his villainous team as you and your group go to fight. Your party will fight through hordes of enemies, and these are just basic mini-bosses. They're not really true enemies, but your party will fight through all of Bowser's villainous group one by one until they reach Bowser in the middle. Once you reach Bowser, well, he destroys the entire castle, turning into Fury Bowser. And you start a fight against the giant Bowser, but when all of the heroes you've recruited start showing up, Bowser is easily repelled, ending the live event. And everything goes back to normal. Well, except for the giant volcanic wasteland in the middle of the island, but that's no issue.